Hello everyone, it's Ethan from the Orlando Tourist, and today is Thursday, July 28th, and we're here at the Taco Bell parking lot before we head into SeaWorld, and we're going to get a quick surf coaster update from the parking lot of all the track. Let's show you guys. Since the last couple times we've been to the site, not much has changed over here. I don't think we have much track that has been added. Pieces in the back were the ones that have been here since the beginning. Crane over there with some more track, and this has looked like this for a bit. We have a lot of supports over here in the front, and we also have some LSM fins. Could either be brake or launch sections of the track. We actually have a cement truck going on property, as you can see. That's gonna head to the main site. Wait for him to pass. There he is. We'll show you guys that in a minute. But it's very quiet over here on the track site, staging area, and we'll get an update on the site at the SeaWorld property. But yeah, they're running out of room for track here, so hopefully we'll start seeing some moved to where the coaster's actually gonna go. This might be newer track over here in this area. And here's another angle of that track. And before we leave, it looks like we have a new shipment of track coming right onto property. Let's zoom in and get a closer look. This is happening right now as we speak. Looks like just 2 pieces of track. Mr. Truck has just arrived on site. The truck has made it onto the site. He's still going in. I never got to actually see the truck's deliver site in person. They're delivering track, but now we get to see it today. And he's just sitting there. Trees are kind of blocking the track right now. Let's head to the main coaster site now, where the actual coaster will be. Let's head there. We've now arrived on the main site. We're gonna get closer to the construction walls and give you an update. Looks like the construction fences are open over here, so we'll get a quick look. Nothing you can really see over here. Another quick update through the fence. So to redeem pass holder benefits, I recommend going to the self-service ticketing. You can also go to guest services, but right before you enter the park, that's going to be the shortest way to redeem your pass holder benefits. And we have already used most of our benefits for this month of July, and in our past videos we've shown us using them, like spending the $10 gift card in SeaWorld bucks and just a few other things. But today we're going to do something else. We're doing an animal zoological experience, like an animal tour. We'll show you that. We have just entered the park, and we still have the season of the Electric Ocean going on. We're gonna give you a little update around the park, show you what's new. These are the times that the bridge is closed for Electric Ocean, the fireworks show tonight. Here's an update with the surf coaster site. Just a lot of moving of dirt and stuff on the site. We are not going to be staying for Electric Ocean tonight, but we have been plenty of times this season. It's definitely worth a visit. Right now it's going on daily, and it used to be going on just weekends only, but in a couple weeks it's going to go back to just being on weekends only as the crowds die down. But we have our Orca tour in an hour. It's going to be at the Orca Stadium, the Shamu Stadium, and it's like an up-close and personal thing with some of the trainers. It's going to be really neat, and it's our last pass holder benefit to use this month. We're going to check that out, but first, let's just head around the park, show you some Howl O Scream updates and stuff, whatever else we can find. Since we're here after 4 o'clock, the pass holder lounge is unfortunately closed, But the pass holder lounge does have a lot of new decorations and furniture themed to Electric Ocean as well. It looks beautiful in there. But also, if you're 21 and up, you can get free beer this summer. We aren't 21, so we won't be participating in that. That's a huge wait for Icebreaker, 120 minutes. We're gonna go get a glass of water and head into the Arctic area to cool off real quick. We've recently had some announcements for Howl O Scream. Beneath the Ice will be returning. Captain's Revenge will be returning this year. These were houses from last year, which was their first year having the event here. And it looks like we have some decor, some theming for an entrance to the house right over here. And we're also gonna have some scare zones returning. They announced Icebreaker will be open during the event. Manta will be open, which are two rides that were not open last year. And they look like they're expanding the event like amazingly this year. But we also have a facade we'll show you later for Captain's Revenge. The path for Club Seaglow will open at 7:15 tonight. This facade looks amazing though, or this entrance to the house. It looks like it enters from the left and it exits on the right. I don't know if it's easy for you guys to tell, but I'm super excited for Howl O Scream this year. They might even have like a 5th house this year. They had 4 last year. I'm expecting all 4 of them to return, or maybe 3 of them return and one of them gets changed and they add a new one. We'll see what happens, but I'm super hyped. In this, we have the Captain's Revenge facade we're coming up on right now. Let's give you a quick look. Looks like we have a skeleton hanging now as well. Skeleton's on the left side. Let's zoom in on that skeleton for you. There he is, right there. And this house was my favorite last year. The ones that are returning are not going to be the exact same as they were last year. They're going to make some changes to them. So I'm excited to see what things they change with the house. So like I said, the Pass Holder Lounge got renovated, but it's closed right now because it's after 4. But if you want, you can participate in the VIP tasting experience. It looks really cool. Also, like a month ago when we were here, we did ride Infinity Falls for the first time. It's an amazing ride. It just has a really long wait at the moment. The Elmo Rock Show is right here at the Nautilus Theater. We did it one of the last times we were here. It's a really cute show for the family. I would definitely recommend checking the show out. And just like how Electric Ocean is running daily right now, and then it'll be on the weekends, that's the same schedule that Elmo Rocks will be running on. And same with Nighttail's Rescue Vision, and then the normal rescue show during the day. 25-minute wait for Mako right now. One of the pass holder benefits this month is that we have free express after 5 p.m. We can use it every day in July. SeaWorld pass holders also get a free sea lion feeding tray every visit, and the line for the feeding tray shut down at like 6 o'clock. So we're gonna go feed some sea lions real quick. You get like 4 fish in a tray. It's free. We have some hungry sea lions over here. Let's get them fed. We have our feeding tray and we have our hungry sea lions. Let's go to town. We have 15 minutes until our tour begins, so let's head over to the orca area. We walk pretty fast. We're gonna maybe ride the Sky Tower later. And we have some performers getting ready to come out and dance on the floor as well. And now we're at the stadium, and we're gonna just wait probably like 10 minutes before our experience starts. We have the Icebreakers breakdancing show going on right now, but we have everyone lined up for the Zoological experience thing. We're gonna get in the back of the line. We're now entering the theater. We have some orcas.
But we are super excited to have you guys here with us and give you more kind of behind the scenes, talk about some cool things that you might not necessarily hear during our orca encounter presentations today. As many of you know, we do have 5 males here at SeaWorld Orlando. We have 3 females and 2 males. We have Katina, who just celebrated her 46th birthday. Yes. She is the matriarch or leader of our pod, and then we have Nalani and Malia, who are both 15 years old. So still growing, but reaching towards that age at which they're coming into their own as adult female killer whales. And then we have Mikhail and Trua, who are 16 and 11 respectively. And they are our two males who are have access to this pool behind me now. They are still growing. So there's an acronym that we have that kind of defines what we do with our killer whales and how we provide them with the best of welfare. And that is helper. So Jenny's got a mess on the sign for you guys there. But I'm going to kind of go down this list and talk a little bit about each of the different types of sessions we do with our whales and why they are so important. So H, healthcare. Also husbandry, that's just a fancy word for healthcare. So those husbandry or healthcare sessions are the most important thing we do for our animals, right? We are committed to providing these animals with the best of welfare. So there's a lot of different husbandry procedures and different things that the animals are trained on that allow us to provide them that best of care. First and foremost is voluntary blood sampling. So all 5 of our whales here and many of our other animals here at SeaWorld are trained on voluntary blood samples. And what that looks like with killer whales is we ask the killer whales for behavior called food present. They roll over on their back and they'll present their tail flips to us as the trainers. We then have a member of our incredible veterinary staff who will come over and take blood from one of the large blood vessels that runs along the right underside of their tail. So the benefit of working with killer whales and them being so large is that their blood vessels are pretty easy to find because they are very, very large. So all our whales are trained on that. Another thing that we do is exercise. So exercising for people, exercising for all sorts of animals is super important for the physical and mental stimulation of our animals. So exercise is a crucial part of what we do. Obviously, if you guys can see Orca Encounter, you'll see the whales doing a little bit of exercise in that. Some of those what we call high energy behaviors. And the whole point of that is to get the whales' heart beating, right? So it's good, you know, if you have some pent up energy to really be able to kind of let it on out and get it going and get the heart beating. So we've actually done a lot of research in regards of exercise when it comes to killer whales. And one thing that we found is actually the best exercise for them is swimming around underwater or doing behaviors where they have to take those long runs underwater and they have to hold their breath. Another type of session we do is called learn, so the L in the acronym here. So learning is important. All of our whales are always learning new things, whether it's 11-year-old Mikhail, who's still pretty young, or 46-year-old Katina. They're always learning new things, and we're always teaching them new things. So learning is super important for the mental stimulation. It allows them to problem solve, use their complex abilities, and we can have them learn things together, learn things individually, so we can reinforce their social bonds, things like that. And every whale learns a lot different from each other. P is playtime. So we talk about it a lot in our Orca Encounter, but killer whales do learn through play. Playtime is a super critical part of what we do every day. It both allows us to reinforce our relationship with the whales and allows them to honestly just have fun. We do give our whales set aside food for them to be able to do some playtimes and have some fun. They're very engaged in a lot of different things. We have a lot of whale-sized toys. The fancy word for that is environmental enrichment device. Basically whale-sized toys. We have to be careful about when we put them in the pool though, because some of the whales' toys are hundreds of pounds. So they weigh thousands of pounds, right? So we have to be careful because sometimes they get super, super excited and they'll launch their toys like halfway up the stadium. And obviously we do not want 100, 150 pound flying objects coming out of our guests. So you might not see a whole lot of those large environmental enrichment devices during our presentations when we have a few thousand people in here because we don't want anybody to get hurt. And lastly, probably most importantly outside of healthcare is our relationship sessions. So everything we do with our animals here at SeaWorld, especially with killer whales, is predicated on having a positive relationship. Each individual whale does know who each individual trainer is, and they do definitely let us know who's been reinforcing what and who hasn't. But building that strong relationship is at the core of really everything we do here. At SeaWorld, you only use positive reinforcement here. So when the whales do something great, we throw a push party for them. And if they do something incorrect, they come back on over to us. We give them about a 3-second pause that communicates to them, hey, that necessarily wasn't right, but we're going to move on to something else and we're going to be successful in what we do next. Another thing about our killer whales here, I was talking a little bit about fish. So our killer whales get individual base diets based on what we call a gold weight. So our animal management team and our veterinarians, what they'll actually do is they'll look at each individual animal, their temperament, their activity level, different things like that, and they'll establish a goal weight for the animals, and they get a base diet based upon that goal weight. So our whales here at SeaWorld Orlando, they get 3 different types of fish. They get capewood, which is a smaller fish that has a very, very high water content. These animals get all the hydration they need from the fish that they eat. They don't drink the salt water. They would get sick just like us. They are mammals, right? So that penguin has a very high water content, and they get most of what they need from that. They also get a fish called herring, which is sort of the meat and potatoes of the killer whale diet. It's a lot fattier fish, bigger, usually 10 to 12 inches, and it does have a much higher caloric count. So we do actually analyze all the fish we get in, so we know how many calories these whales are eating every day. And then lastly, but not least, these whales do get salmon. Whole salmon, sometimes they can be upwards of 10 pounds. Our whales here do get whole salmon every day. Katina is our whale that's getting the smallest base right now. She's getting 100 pounds of fish every single day. And Trua, our growing boy, he's getting 160 pounds of fish every single day. As he continues to grow, that number will probably go up. The two boys I work with out in San Antonio probably get the 2 RSL sometimes based on the calories of the fish, getting nearly 200 pounds of fish a day. So they are very large, and when their activity level is high, they do burn a lot of calories. So we want to make sure that we're giving them the necessary caloric intake to be able to support all that we're asking them to do here at SeaWorld. Well, that was just a little look into our killer whales and what we do here. Really appreciate you guys coming out here and supporting us for our killer whale training talk today. Thank you guys so much for being here, and have a great rest of your day here at SeaWorld, everyone.
So that was a pretty cool presentation. We got to learn some stuff about the killer whales in the orca encounter area. There's some pretty neat facts. It was about like 15 minutes long, and it was free for pass holders. And they had ones for like sea lions and otters, and then they had the dolphins earlier in the month. We didn't get to do those, but we did do the orca one. But make sure you're always checking your pass holder discounts. You never know what experiences you might miss out on, or you might get to actually experience in the park. We'll do a couple more things before we head out of the park, but it looks like the bridge is closed right now because it's getting close to the time for fireworks. We have some performers out here for Electric Ocean.
One pure voice in this place can inspire the human race. One small spark in the night glows for all. Shooting all across the sky.
I was gonna cool off on Journey to Atlantis. Closes at 8, but we have a huge wait, and I can use the quick queue, but that is the quick queue line. We're just gonna head out of the park instead. So we're gonna be heading out of the park now. We're showing you all the pass holder benefits this month, and we've covered all the Howl O Scream updates that are going on at the park right now. But stay tuned as we come here weekly, and we will give you guys weekly updates around the park. But like I said, that's gonna do it for today's video. If you liked it, make sure to like and subscribe. And I do tend to post my videos kind of late, so if you want the most up-to-date content, follow me on social media. You can find it in the description, or just follow me on Twitter at Ethan Hershaft, and on Instagram at Florida Theme Park Pics. And we'll see you guys in the next one.